Hi, my name is Dale Coulter, and we're at Coleman Powersports, and today we'll work on the 5 horsepower outboard motor, and we're just going to go over a couple things to make it easier to get it going, get it right out of the box. A couple of common problems that people have, and let's get started. We got our 5 horsepower motor right out of the box. This is how it comes. Of course, you have to install the throttle handle on yourself, and we'll just go over a few things on the proper way to do that. And if you have a problem, a couple of different troubleshooting things on how to fix it. So let's get started. First thing you got to do is take your gas cap off. It's real easy. So it has a spring in it. You just pull it up, and you're not going to break it. It just has a little spring on it. So that comes out. You got latch on this side right here, and then a little place to put your hand right here. Just lift it up, slides right off, no problem. And then you need to take your screw out of your handle. That's the way it comes in the box. So you should have a screw on there, and then the next thing you'll have is a washer, and you leave it on there, and of course there's a spring that goes on after that. So when you install your handle, there's a slot down here, and the slot actually goes over that. So sometimes you have to turn it a little bit in order to line those up. So I just set it on there, and then rotate it till it lines up. And then you can see how it went all the way on. And to check and make sure it's right, you turn it lock one way, and you can put your finger on there. This can't go down anymore. You go the other direction, and it can't go anymore that direction, and it's installed properly, because you go from 100% down to nothing, and of course the red line right there is where you want to start your engine. So you get that on there, and then of course you want to put your screw in there and tighten it, snug it up pretty well so it doesn't vibrate out when you're using the engine. And it's kind of a long one. And then you're done. And you just check down here and make sure there's no, the cable's working freely. You can turn it real easy. The one thing is that if it is turning a little stiff, this is a throttle lock, and what I mean is that you can back this off for less resistance, and it turns super easy. And if you want to say idle at a certain speed and you're just cruising your boat down the thing, you can tighten this up, and it locks this where it doesn't turn when you're using the motor. So it's like cruise control almost for a motor. So if it's a little bit stiff and you're having trouble turning it, always check and see if this is a little bit snug. Then you can just use 2 fingers, and it should go full throttle both ways. Now, one of the things that can happen when you're in transporting or when you take it out of the box or whatever is that it can get, where the handle goes on, it can get turned the wrong way. So we'll take this back off, and I'll show you what could possibly happen. So I go to put my handle on, and this is a proper way that it lines up so everything works proper. Now, if in the box, say I took it out and got transported or something, and it got turned and I didn't know it, the handle will still go back on, but now you can see that your throttle does not work right. So which means is it can work a couple different ways. It can either start full speed, full throttle, or not have any gas and never start. So you always want, the handle will still go back on, and check it. So say I don't know which way to go because it's not working properly. I turn it one direction, so it's you can see the angle, it's lined up like this way. Turn it over one time, and put the handle back on, and see if it made it better or worse. Now see, that fixed it. If it made it worse, you got to rotate it back where you started and go the other direction one turn, and usually every time it fixes it. But what happens is that it gets turned and this cable gets twisted and it gets confused, so it's not talking to the carburetor the proper way. So it's usually that simple. So always double check and make sure that your throttle is working properly, because 9 times out of 10 your engine will never start. I've had a few of them start, but they'll be either they won't rev up or they're started wide open, but doesn't your throttle will never work properly that way. And most times it won't start because the carburetor is not in the regular starting position that it should be in, which is, this is the notch right here, and the red line matched up, fairly close to that. Gives it just a little bit of fuel. Yeah, so got your handle on right, and so to complete it, all you have to do is put your casing back on, and it slides right back on. Just make sure that you always put it on this way here, feed this through here, let that slide down, make sure it's down all the way, and the proper spot, and then put your cap back on. Latch it down on both sides, and that's all there is to it. Your handle's on, you're ready to go.